Greetings, everyone. Look like this is the most reliable recording method because my shorts are being silenced. So I want to give you an overview on my recording about civil liberties and civil rights. I was doing a lot of shuffling of paper, so there was a lot of distractions. So I'm going to do this without referring to my notes, without trying to get you to read something. So try to follow along. Civil liberties is for protection from the government. The people are protected for their unalienable rights, their God-given rights. It seems to me that civil rights is a term that's dwarfed from the term civil liberties. And just like the term hate crime to describe something that, you already have criminal law. Why you need a hate crime bill? So what's being said is that a lot of things that's come out new, they're nothing new. They're just methods used to destroy the people's rights, to take away from the constitutional rights. The 14th Amendment, in my mind, is the biggest one. You have this thing called everyone has the right to this and that and that. They don't make any divisions by race in the Constitution. And because that, I digress. Civil liberties is to protect the rights of the people. In other words, you already have rights. Government is created. The laws in government was created to protect. we need to be protected from the government, because as government get bigger and larger, they take the rights of the people. It's simple. And the way these rights are taken is by legislation under the guise of protecting you. There's so many organizations that were started under the guise of protecting you. Homeland Security. What's that all about? This came about after 9/11. And I'm using these examples to bring clear to you the point of why civil rights is a farce. It really don't mean anything. The whole movement was a farce, my opinion. But do your research and read the books I recommend. And you may agree with some of the things that I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going to agree with everything that I'm saying, because we all have our own opinions. However, show me one thing that has been positive developed from so-called civil rights. All civil rights saying is that we're going to protect your rights. Protected from who? The only one who is encroaching on the rights are the government by not following the Constitution. You go to these libraries, I do. I go to these law libraries and I look at all those law books. And it's like, like when you're around people who don't have nothing to say, they mumble, 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 small talk, small talk. They have nothing of substance to talk about. Just empty words, hot air. That's what most of those books are about, because they talk about law. But the real essence of the law is skirted, is hidden, is disguised through a lot of devious methods. Civil rights being one. Civil rights says, we're going to protect your rights. So when they come in a case and someone files a civil rights suit, immediately government takes over. That means whatever you had in place to protect your rights or whatever state. You know, the real Constitution is your state constitution, because we are not federal. Only by the 14th Amendment are you a federal citizen, meaning you work for the government. That's why they can come after you. And when you use these Federal Reserve notes that are really bank notes, you're violating the law. So when I say there's no money, I'm saying that when you read the words, this is legal tender to be used for the discharge of public and private debts. That's to put some legality to it, because it's just paper that's not backed by anything. When we had gold and silver standards, then you can take that note into a bank and get silver or gold for it. All that's been changed. So with that change, it means there's nothing backing this paper. That's why you have the UCC. I'm just going to cover a long range of things since I'm in the mood right now. I'm going off topic. The UCC is all about contracts. Why you have to have all these contracts? Because under the emergency, that's what they declared it, an emergency, because the country was bankrupt, meaning they didn't have anything to back their currency. You have to have a contract to do business with. Everything has to have a contract. Because we can't trust you. Why can't we trust each other? Because the government want a piece of the action. That's what the UCC is all about. You got to do things this way or you don't get paid. My way or the highway. When you have people who do independent contracts, you don't need the government to come in and tell you anything. So let's say I produce, let's say my farm, I want to trade some vegetables for some fruit. I didn't have my fruits. That's just a contract between me and the other person. Nobody has to be involved. So when you have the UCC, it's saying, okay, we got to know about the trade, how much was made, where's the money, so they can report it to the IRS, so they can. It's all about ripping you off. It's coming so clear to me. So you only can be ripped off if you do not know your rights and your remedies. There's all remedies for all this taking place. I'm trying to educate the people about the remedies they have, because if you don't know your rights, you don't have any remedies. So it's not really theft. It's like you just giving away your property. You're giving it away because you don't know how to keep it. That's why you label as a minor, a child who's not able to handle his affairs. When you're able to handle your affairs, you go and tell the bank what to do. You tell your employer, if you're going to have an employer, you tell them how to take care of your affairs. He don't come and tell you, fill this out or you can't get hired, take this drug test or you can't get, no. You're talked to like a child because you don't know how to remedy you don't know how to enforce your rights, your God-given rights that nobody can take away. But you can give them away by not being informed. I covered a lot in this and I've stumbled a little bit, but I don't go back and erase anything. I just try to correct myself in the future. And there's always will be a future, meaning there's always going to be some correction because we're all learning. So thank you for watching. Peace and love.